Coming up on today's CodeBet Daily, we are covering, again, just an absolute smorgasbord of sports. I think I'm looking at NBA futures. Jimmy, it only finished yesterday. It's not me, I'll tell you that much. We've also got some Ashes. We've got some soccer, I believe. What else we got? Stats guy, what's your favorite thing?
Probably Steve Smith to get the most runs in the Ashes.
What about you, Alex?
The reasons why Matt Fitzpatrick lost his braces and will win the US Open.
Nice one. It's pretty good. It's CodeBet Daily. Better check it out right now. Welcome to CodeBet Daily. It is Wednesday, hump day, June 14, all day. And this is CodeBet Daily. I am your host, Jaymz Clements, a Suddenly Sands NBA editor of CodeBet. I'm a bit sad, a little bit lonely. The good thing is I'm still talking about NBA today. But anyway, it's a very good website. It's called CodeBet. Go check it out. It's codebet.com.au in a surprise twist. I'm joined, as always, by the pontiffs of punting. We've got Alex Donnelly over there.
Yeah, absolutely ready to go. Was not caught unaware of this because a certain bet I wanted to have I couldn't find, so had to rejig and start again.
You are looking very tanned, though, so...
I don't know how though. Like
he's got his light.
Maybe it's
on
the light. Like the light's
color.
at a different angle. Like no, go me.
Great. We've got the stats guy as well. What's going on, stats guy?
Definitely not looking tanned. I was very happy with the Nuggets yesterday with Bet R. Got on that. So
but you halved your bet like a coward, so it doesn't count.
Winners are grinners. So I'll take anything.
Halved his bet. Like came out a winner. That we don't win them here. So simple idea of being on either side of it is always great. So good job.
This is also a stats guy who I had to yell at about hedging bets earlier this year, and he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, I still won that one as well. I only hedge if I don't know. So there we go.
Anyway, this is Code Hedge Daily. CodeBet.
Hedge fund.
We come up with all of your pruning tips. That's what we do here. It's Gardening Australia.
Can our logo be Homer Simpson going back into the hedge?
Gerald.
I'm your host, Costa.
Costa.
Going to walk around with no shoes on. It's going to be great. Talk about worms. No, this is code betting, and it's daily. That's right. It's CodeBet Daily. It's what it says on the tin. We've got player props, game picks, and best bets as per usual. I don't know if we've got to rate my multi today. It's a bit of a, before we get into AFL and NRL this weekend, it's a bit tougher to sort of knock over the multis, unless you really want to dig into the Ashes first test, but a little bit easier just to do standalones there. So speaking of which, that's what I'm looking at today. A bit of Ashes, a bit of NBA. I might throw an AFL pick in there as well. I had that up somewhere. Yes, I do. Good job by me. What about you, Guy? What have you got?
Similar with some Ashes overall series bets and a bit of international soccer. The Aussies Socceroos are back.
Nice. Playing Argentina.
Yes.
World champs. That's going to be...
Bit of revenge time, hopefully, but we'll see.
What about you there, Alex?
The Ashes and the US Open, which tees off tomorrow night in Los Angeles, as Stone Cold Steve Austin calls it.
The City of Angels, as many would call it.
Los Angeles.
Let's get into it. Player props. Boom. NBA.
Oh, he's got the NBA back already.
He's just gone. You see what happened yesterday? The Denver Nuggets won. The under hit. Nailed the under. Did not nail the line bet because Denver just decided to not hit any threes. Thank you very much.
I didn't care. They were winning the title.
Would have been a blowout had they have hit better than, what was it? I think it ended up 5 of 23 from downtown. Not great.
Really? Jeez.
28. Might have been more. But either way, NBA draft is next week. It's it's always my birthday present, the NBA draft. I actually went to the draft, I think 3 or 4 years running, essentially.
Oh, really?
Always great.
That's
great
awesome.
Time. Sitting up in the stands, getting hammered.
Are you one of the people booing picks and things like that?
I don't boo picks. It's weird.
Good. That is weird. Americans doing that just confuses me.
It became like a weird, strange Knicks thing after they booed the Zingas pick. And you're like, right. And now they just do it all the time. And it's like, the joke was done like 2 years later.
Yeah.
Dude. What are you doing? It's like, no, dude, it's funny. It's like, no, it's not.
It's just imagine you're the guy getting drafted. Oh, yeah, the team I'm going, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway, Rookie of the Year, though, next year, I'm actually going to dig into some draft props because I do love my draft props. I think the Josh Giddey year was one of the great all-timers. They're like, Giddey to go top 6, and he was pick 6, bang.
Yeah.
Now, one happy days. But Rookie of the Year next year, always a bit fraught because you don't know what's going to happen in terms of injuries. But the fact that Victor Wembanyama as a 40 after the 1 on his name. I'm pretty on board with that. I don't mind this. $1.40, it's pretty
It's a bit short.
Surely he's due to do a stress fracture because he's 11 foot tall.
And he's,
He's wildly athletic, and he's like the sort of Rudy Gobert, the Stafford Tower, built from that same sort of vibe, right? Of just like really lanky, but really crazy athletic.
Better scorer, probably.
It's one of those things that sort of sets the difference in terms of the body shape and the build.
Yeah.
He's very, very skinny, though, and that's probably your problem. I don't mind a couple of looks of the other ones, though. For where these guys land, you actually get a bit of value prior to them being drafted, of course, because you don't know what's going to happen. But we do know where Chet Holmgren is because he didn't play this year, you see. He was drafted by the Oklahoma City Thunder and then hurt his foot in Summer League, sat out the entire season this year. And this Thunder team, I mentioned on yesterday's NBA Australia, the post-finals show, that the Thunder are like the sneaky pick to just be like out of nowhere a top 4 team in the West next year.
Yeah.
They get Chet back. They don't do anything, and they get like the number 2 pick in the draft. It was just from last year. Like, that's awesome. Like, he's even bigger. He'll be better built. He'll be more ready for the rigors of the NBA season than Wemby. I actually really, really like the Chet pick at $5.50 because, look, he's got experience. He's got an extra year under his belt of being around the team. He knows how the NBA works. Wemby at least has like professional experience there in France, and he is an absolute freak of nature. So you know he's going to be on all the highlight packages. So that's kind of like the problem. But the other one is Scoot Henderson, $4.50, because it feels like at number 2, the Charlotte Hornets are leaning towards Brandon Miller, aka Brat Miller. And I'm going to bring you your piece, Liam. What happens after that? Oh, it's got nothing to do with me. So like it sort of does. But either way, Scoot, if he lands in Portland, my vibe is that they should trade Dame Lillard, send him off, just hand the keys over to Scoot, and he could absolutely dominate next year.
Sounds like they will do that, yeah.
I'd love to see it, but I don't know. It feels like they might trade that pick, so it's a little bit dubious. So I like Wemby, obviously, $1.40, and Chet Holmgren, $5.50. Now, the Ashes player props, I just looked at this really, really quickly, and I love the double market of who is going to be Australia's top run scorer and top wicket taker in the first innings. The double of Marnus.
Oh.
And Captain Courageous, Pat Cummins. The double is $15. Thank you very much. I love that.
Very good.
Cummins in these conditions, we know that Marnus, he was threatening at times. He didn't look wildly comfortable against India at the Oval.
It's because he was asleep.
He was asleep the first. Yeah, that was funny.
But I feel like he's due for just a nice long knock in the middle against the Poms. And Marnus over-under was actually where I landed probably for this one. A little bit safer than the $15 double of Marnus and Cummins for the top run scorer. And we could take it. Marnus over-under is only 31.5. He would have... look, I feel like he was threatening at times just to get off the chain against India. Never quite got there, but I really, really like him to bounce back in the first test. What about you there, Alex?
Having a look at Travis Head, over 310 runs in the Ashes, which, when you think about it, seems wildly low. When you have a look, he's average of 41.33 in England. He averages 42.15 against the Poms overall. He's got 200s and 250s. And we literally just got to go back last week when he slapped the Indians all around the park. So he's come in decent form. Imagine thinking dropping him was a good idea.
Yeah, the selectors the last couple of years.
Seriously.
Imagine a world where you don't distort your mic.
Yeah, right. That's why I sort of leant back to yell just to try and really not screw it up. And also, he scored more runs than Australia in the 2022-23 season. So, again, great idea, Australians. But he scored 760 runs there, average of 69.09. Only 100, which was weird, but he had 550s there. That 100 at the Gabba was awesome. But then you just think, if he gets 8 to 10 innings throughout the series, he can eclipse this easily. And I think his form is going to be key to Australia winning, just, hitting those lower order, 60s and such, and maybe even going on to big hundreds, but just eking out lower order runs, getting totals from maybe, low 300s up towards the 400 can really push Australia towards winning the Ashes. And then we'll just roll that into Pat Cummins being the top wicket taker for Australia at $3.75 for the whole shebang. He's going to play all 5 games barring injury. Only Nathan Lyon is the other bowler who will play all 5 test matches. We've talked about his average before. It's under 22 in England, and he averages under 21 against England. He's our best bowler. I know, Scott bowling this, Scott bowling that. Pat Cummins is our best bowler, and he's going to be a massive key, again, for us winning the Ashes. Lead from the front. Let's also remember when he ripped through the top order in the 4th test, I think it was, when he took those 2 wickets in 3 balls. Travis Head, side note, was $1.83 for those overs, and Pat Cummins at $3.75 to be the top wicket taker. Very happy with that.
For the first innings, that combo of just this game, game one for Head and Cummins is $23. If you think that he can score the most in the
most
first
runs,
innings,
he did do that in the Test Championship.
Not bad. Like that at 23 too. So yeah, I do like the Head one is pretty good. I don't really trust, obviously, pretty much anybody outside of Steve Smith, Marnus, or Head at the moment to really.
I don't mind Aussie. He was our most runs across the last couple of years. I'm pretty sure.
He was also not great in the.
He wasn't great in the Test. That's only one.
But swinging ball, nicking off a couple of times. Yeah, not good when you've got Stuart Broad and James Anderson running.
To be fair, Travis Head just can swing through. Like he just goes for it
across the line, bro. Across the line.
Just like see ball, hit ball, like Baz ball. Nah, Trav ball.
Trav ball.
Stats guy, what about you?
Similar with some Ashes series player props, just for the whole series. Most runs, I'm looking at Steve Smith. I know that's an obvious picker. He's the favourite at $4 on BetR, but he just loves playing in England. Obviously, averages 60, which is an amazing average in Tests in his career, but he loves playing in England. He scored 300.
Is it the second best of all time? Like,
yes. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Marnus isn't far behind him as well with, I think, 58 average or something like that. But Steve Smith scored 333 more runs than any other player last time we played in the Ashes in England. I think Ben Stokes was the second most. Steve Smith had 750 runs in the series. It was just an unbelievable series. So just loves playing over there.
Died as well.
He nearly died. I was at that match when he got hit.
It's your fault.
Scared. Yeah, it was my fault. I bowled that ball 160 clicks, not Jofra Archer.
You good with Dreadlock stats, guy?
Definitely not. 8 of the last 10 innings that Steve Smith's played in England, he scored 80 runs, including 500s in those 10 innings, so he loves it over there. He's become a bit more patient. The commentators were talking about it the other night. His stance has become a little bit more closed. He's taken away that ability to get the edge. I just think he's going to have another massive series. Loves the conditions. $4. I know he's the favourite, but series most runs, Steve Smith. Then just most wickets. A lot of people talking about Pat Cummins. I think Australia, just their bowling depth and things, will share the wickets around as we did in the Test Championship final. So I'm looking at Ollie Robinson. Bit of an underrated bowler. A lot of Aussies probably wouldn't be talking about him, but he's got 66 wickets in just 16 matches in his career for England already. Jimmy Anderson's even taught him to wobble the seam a bit. They were talking about the other day. He's just perfect for English conditions. I think he'll bowl a bulk of their overs, especially Jimmy Anderson, a bit older, might miss a match or two here or there. He averages 6 wickets per match when playing in England. So if he does that every match, he's going to absolutely tear up this most wickets. I think he's going to be used the most. He's their most accurate bowler. So Ollie Robinson, series most wickets is $6. So I don't mind Steve Smith for the series most runs and Ollie Robinson for the most wickets.
Good one. I like that. A couple of nice different picks across the three of us.
Yeah, why not?
Very nice. Match/game picks. Australia, I'm going to stick on this Ashes pick here. The first innings lead is $1.73. I think they're in, pretty good nick, having just smoked India. Pretty good. 90 days. I think Australia get out to a bit of a flyer, lead the first test after the first innings at $1.73. England at $2. I mean, that's pretty favourites right there. So it's like, all right, cool. I think we like Australia. And just a quick little baseball pick. One that really stuck out to me, the Red Sox playing 500 baseball this year. Not really great, not very inspiring. Rafael Devers still mashing. You'd love to see that. But they play in Colorado. Colorado, stats guy, what's the air like up there?
Oh, it's hard to breathe up there, that's for sure.
Thin. It's thin. What do you reckon that means to the baseball? Goes further.
I didn't think about that, actually, yeah.
I've actually been to a game at
Dingers, stats guy. Dingers.
Dodgers put up like 13 runs. It was like 13-8 in the end as well. It was an absolute mashing. It was awesome. But Boston stink, basically. They haven't had a game go over this 9.5 run line in their last 10 games. So, they've had one, and they just sort of struggle. And against Colorado, look, they're not putting up many runs already in this series. So I just love the under 9.5. That's a straightforward bet. It's an under. It's a bang. Off you go. Pack her up, boys. You're not playing well. We get it. And I think I checked the score already for today's game, and it was like 3-zip already. Colorado in the bottom of the third. So I don't really trust Boston's batting lineup to sort of get them over this 9.5. We'll push that to a degree where Colorado are also hitting enough to get the over 9.5. It's very, very simple. Very, very easy. That's at 9:10 tomorrow morning. Boston are red-hot favourites in the game because Colorado aren't very good either. But the 9.5, pack her up. Let's go. The total. It's $1.90 with Ladbrokes at the moment. If you like the Rockies plus 1.5 and the under 9.5, that's $3.60. I don't mind that
nice.
either because, as I said, Red Sox. Not great, Bob.
Well, they're losing 4-0 now. I just saw
4-0. Ah, jeez.
It's helping your bet.
It is. I mean, it's helping if you want to go the Rockies at the line. Look,
yeah.
Look, 33 and 34. The Rockies, look, as I said, they're not giant killers at the moment. But at the same time, they're 28 and 40. Like they're horrible. So it's a pretty tough baseball watch, but you don't have to watch it to bet on.
Yeah, that's true.
Give me Colorado plus 1.5 and the under 9.5. Alex, what are you looking at for some game picks?
Yeah, it's a bit of a game pick rolled into like a player prop because it's Matt Fitzpatrick at the US Open. He was the winner of this tournament last year, and despite being absolutely pathetic in the PGA where he missed the cut, he was a winner early this season in the Heritage Tournament and was 10th in the Masters. And then you just sort of go through his recent form. 5 of his last 7, he's been in the top 20. Look, he finished 9th last week and he finished 20th in his tournament before. So at least he's coming into some decent form leading into the US Open. He's $2.30 to be top 20. He's $4 to be top 10. The one that caught my eye was $3.50 to be the top POM in the tournament. So top English player with Ladbrokes.
Oh, I like that.
$3.50. Wait for it. It gets better because I talked about Rory yesterday not being on. The top Great Britain and Ireland player, Matt Fitzpatrick, is $6 with Rory McIlroy the favourite at $3. I will take all of those and have a little something on because defending champion, at least finding some form, but not sort of being like, oh, Matt Fitzpatrick, you're back. Everyone's worried about everything else. Live merges, this and that. And also of note, I don't know if anyone watched Full Swing or not, he's got his braces off finally. So
there you go.
He is ready to flash them pearly whites in LA. It may be nothing and just complete timing, but for me, it's a sign. Matt Fitzpatrick, let's go.
Nice.
I like that $6 for the Isles.
Yeah, top
the
GB
Isles,
and Ireland player.
That's pretty good.
If you want to get very rowdy and say top European, which John Rahm and Victor Hovland are in there, he's $11 for that. So might avoid that one.
Nice one. All right. What about you, Stats Guy? What's your game pick?
Back to the Ashes, obviously Australia or England. I think, the Aussies are going to go quite well here, but I think it'll be a really close series. The Poms haven't won the Ashes since 2015. Aussies have won it a couple of times. Oh, my thing just crashed for a second there. Sorry. We've just been the world's best team, obviously, across the last few years, winning the World Test Championship. I think it's going to be a really close series. You've got Bazball, who we've just talked about. It's been pretty good. They lost to New Zealand when we're watching in the office in that amazing test. But other than that, they've been pretty strong. They've got the class of Joe Root and Ben Stokes, so I think they'll keep it really close. Alex was just talking about Trav Head. I think we've just got a bit more depth. Our lower sort of batters are making runs. You got Nisa and Boland fighting for a spot that are just perfect for English conditions, and that's our lower end of our bowling, which is unbelievable. I'm going to have a look at a bit of a correct series score here, though. Due to the weather in England, you always seem to have a draw or there might be a close match every now and then. So I'm going to take it back to 4 games for the correct score and look at series being 2-2. Last time we were there, the series was 2-2. We had 1 draw and both teams won 2 matches each. And I just think that could happen again. Australia just need a draw or a win to take out the Ashes because we won the last series. So I don't mind the correct series score being 2-2. I think it's going to be a really close series. $6.50 with Bet365. And then just Australia to regain the Ashes, $1.62 on Bet Up. That's just, I think, my feel of it all.
2-2. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
That's what it was last time.
Same as last time. We were touted as a much worse team last time, but I just think they match up really, really closely at the moment. So 2-2.
You know how Australians go when they have expectations going in England.
That's true, yeah. That's the last couple of times we did have big expectations. We went back.
Right.
So,
I've got nightmares of Freddie Flintoff and Steve Harmison just tearing me up. Was that
true.
05?
Yes, yeah.
Stats Guy was a twinkle in Mark McAllion's eye.
I had to say that day where we were we had 3 wickets in hand and had to chase down 160 and we were 2 runs short. Ugh. Poor Brett Lee.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again, but yeah, I'll back us.
Best bets. How are we looking for best bets? NBA title 2023-2024. I'm calling it now.
You're going to find a way to talk about basketball for the next 4 months, aren't you?
You have
There's always bets. To be fair, basketball has the
have.
most different bets.
I literally run a daily NBA show.
Just wait till I start betting on English Premier League transfers because you can.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
NBA title. So the Denver Nuggets win it yesterday. Great job. Wildly enough, on Bet365, they're not the favourites for next year. Everywhere else, I think you'll find that they are, but they're not on Bet365. Boston, actually, like 25 cents shorter.
Every year we're the favourites, last 4 years.
$5.75, which I love. Nugs at $6. They're actually at $6 as well with Ladbrokes as well. But they're the favourites there. Then you've got Boston, Milwaukee, and Phoenix at $7. What did pique my interest a little bit was that Bet365, the Suns are actually at $10, which is obviously much better value than $7. The tricky part is the Suns, you're looking at it going, well, they want to make some weird changes. They're like, oh, well, we're going to float out the idea that we're going to waive Chris Paul. That tells me they're going to waive Chris Paul. They're just testing the waters and letting everybody know so it's not a massive shock.
True.
And then they might try to re-sign him. He might go elsewhere. Who knows? The Suns, though, were just like that one thing. It's like, ooh, if they had pulled off like, I don't know, 2 pretty smart moves this offseason, they're the one team that you could sort of see to really take it to the Nuggets. They took them to 6 games already this season. And that was with like, what, half a team? Because they traded half the team to get Kevin Durant. The thing is, they still have Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I think there was a great point made yesterday with that end of the Denver playoff run. Phoenix gave them half their losses for the entire playoffs.
Yeah.
Because they went 16-4.
Unbelievable.
You love to see that. But either way, the Nugs back-to-back at $6 just yells out to me. Game 1, Ashes, Australia, $2.25 just straight up for the win. Love that. $2.25. I was like, ooh, that's actually a little bit touch longer than I would have thought. I would have thought it would have been around $2.25. I'll take that. So that's pretty cool. And as I mentioned, the Marnus Cummins double. Stats guys all over Scoob. Scotty Boland.
Scobo. Scoob's off
Honestly, Scoob is $17. It's not bad for the double.
I don't mind that. Just has to get picked first. I really hope he does. But
make the team, Scoop, and that will be good.
Yeah.
But there you go. I think Australia win game 1. Fascinating to see. It's at Edgbaston. That's right, I think. So should be pretty interesting. I know I'll be sitting there with a mug of hot cocoa and maybe a spicy kombucha or 2 watching a whole mess of it.
Awesome.
Going, oh, geez, yeah, look, I'll wake up with the squids this week. Don't worry about that. Up to him. And away we go. What about you there, Alex? What's your best bet?
The Ashes series correct score 3-1 to Australia at $7.50. Why? Ooh. Because I said so. But there's always a token draw in tests over in England, given English summer and somehow finds a way to rain for 3 days. But you also look back in 6 of the last 7 series over in England, at least one test has been drawn and there's only been one series where it's been 2-0. So going off that, I think that we're a better team. As I said, Trav Ball over Baz Ball, the way we played last week. I'm just happy to back the Australians 3-1 at $7.50 because I think also you go back to that Ben Stokes amazing, saving grace innings where they won that test. Well, if we win that, we win 3-1. Like we should have won that. So a bit of recent history with, going revisionist, but 3-1, $7.50 screams to me.
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah, it's the Stokes thing that sort of gets buried where you're like, yeah, your team was better, but we pushed like the Poms all the way to the brink.
Yeah.
Obviously should have won that test, but didn't. So.
Yeah.
The thing is, who knows? That could happen again. Don't want to.
I won't. Don't even put it
coming out of the woodwork, all the English mates that you have just going, oh, mate, did you see what happened with Ben Stokes? And you're like, oh, God, here we go.
And your mate's Scottish now.
Who happened to Ben Stokes? Yeah, you got a bit more than.
They've also had a lot of darts.
A lot of darts. It's one of the more shocking aspects when you go back over to England as well, isn't it? It's like a lot of people smoke here.
Can't wait for CodeBet in England. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Righto, what about you, Stats Guy? What's your best bet?
We were just talking before about Argentina taking on Australia in the international soccer friendly. It's a bit of a revenge game for Australia as Argentina knocked us out of the World Cup. But I unfortunately don't think we're going to get that revenge. You've got Argentina won the World Cup. They're still the best team in the world. You got Messi, Alvarez, Di Maria, McAllister, your mate McAllister, Jaymz, the red-headed Argentinian.
Who now plays for a team in red as well.
He does. He now plays for Liverpool, which was a massive signing. I can't trust us. I know we got a goal last time, so I don't mind looking at that. The Aussies showed, even with like lots of A-League players, Arnie got us working together as a team. Even a lot of people counted us out. Half of our starting lineup were A-League players. You got McLaren, who broke the A-League's goal-scoring record last season, and players like that. So I don't mind us getting a goal. We got a goal last time, losing 2-1. But Argentina won 13 of their past 14 matches, including the World Cup. They did lose that match at the start to Saudi Arabia, and everyone thought, they're not even going to make the finals. Then winning the whole thing. That was unbelievable, that match. But, yeah, they're too strong. So I don't mind Argentina to win. Both teams to score at $3.10 with Bet365.
That
Nice
squad
one.
is ridiculous just looking at it. That's just
Yeah, their squad. So I feel like they might start their second squad, but it's similar to Alex and I talking about Man City in the Premier League, where if you start their second squad, it's going to beat everyone still. Yeah, yeah. It's just an unbelievable team.
It's pretty gnarly. Let's go the Socceroos. God, no,
Yeah, Alex is saying, that squad is looking at the Socceroos one, right?
No, I'm looking. I forgot Enzo Fernandez, Garnacho, Messi, Di Maria, Almada, McAllion. Oh my God, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
good though.
Oh, we got close last time, so I think we can get a goal.
Yeah, the both teams to score thing is fascinating, right? You do feel like
They're very attacking
So
sides.
surely it feels like a bit of hit and giggle, and then like 5th minute, Argentina, like, all right, that's right, we're going to beat you now.
So we do have Robbie Slater swinging on to tomorrow's newspaper page that we'll be building, and fascinating to see what Robbie thinks about that game. Actually, should be interesting. All right, there you go. That's it. CodeBet Daily done for today. We'll be back on deck tomorrow. We'll also have an AFL show tomorrow. We'll have an NRL show tomorrow. We've actually got to start looking ahead to NFL preview shows, EPL preview shows, hitting in July and August.
Transfer window literally opened half an hour ago. So
Awesome.
I'm not saying any preview stuff until we see Manchester City blow up their squad and somehow get better.
Can we get Fabrizio Romano a guest on the show?
As long as we get McAllister, I'm all on board.
Yeah, done.
That's it, though. Get right around the show. Subscribe on your podcast app, like, review, and star it. And check us a follow for all the CodeBet socials, of course. YouTube, Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, all that good stuff. You can go back and watch that Melbourne Collingwood stream that we did. And we'll have many more streams coming up as well once we are in the studio.
Once our office is built.
Hopefully be in about a week. So unfortunately, I think that means we miss out on the State of Origin 2. So hopefully we'll have a State of Origin 3.
Hopefully New South Wales win.
Yeah, well, we need the Blues to win.
to make it
make number 3 really good. So
interesting.
We'll see what happens there. Either way, send in any questions, any comments, let us know. And I think that's it. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
Cheers.
And thanks, as always, to Gerald for producing this. He does all the work behind the scenes. He does a lot, does our Gerald. Thanks to me for, I don't know, an entire season of NBA Australia, despite having a newborn. I think really we should be saying thanks to old mate. She did all the work, just saying.
Absolutely.
Pretty gnarly 9 months. Anyway, what do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
Good job. May all your picks come in happy. Punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. CodeBet Daily. Out.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.